What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Deej Sports. Reporting for another video today. The NBA trade deadline has passed and gone, but we did get some more moves before the trade deadline concluded. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let's get to 60 subscribers by the end of the month. That is the goal. We're going to keep grinding here, and let's report some trade news. So I think the biggest trade of them all, we'll start with, obviously, is my Atlanta Hawks. We made a bunch of moves at the final day of the deadline. So this one I didn't like. We traded DeAndre Hunter to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Caris LeVert, 3 second-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. Again, I'm not a fan of the trade. It sucks because DeAndre Hunter, he's been really good. I think, too, he's been a 6th Man of the Year candidate. He's having a really good season, averaging 19 points and 4 rebounds. He's really played well, especially stepping up since Jalen Johnson went down. And it sucks to see DeAndre Hunter go because he's been in Atlanta, obviously, since 2019. But it's a good, obviously, addition for the Cavs. They're showing that they're definitely, they're they're a contender. Like, Donovan Mitchell's playing well. Darius Garland, they've got 4 All-Stars on that team with Garland and Evan Mobley, and 3 All-Stars with obviously Donovan Mitchell. You add DeAndre Hunter, who now slots in as well. Also, too, I forgot to put down, the Hawks are also going to get Georges Niang from the Cavs as well. So, obviously, we get some depth. Caris LeVert, his play has declined in recent years. So, I mean, he still averages double figures, but nothing great, nothing crazy, and he's 31. Well, obviously, he's still got plenty left in the tank, but we're not getting Brooklyn Caris LeVert, so that sucks. But it sucks to see DeAndre Hunter go. Not really a fan of the trade, but we did, I think, redeem ourselves because we traded the Hawks. Continuing with them, we're sending Bogdan Bogdanovic to the Clippers. We're sending Bogdan Bogdanovic to the Clippers. Bogdan Bogdanovic, 3 second-round picks, headed to the Los Angeles Clippers for Bones Hyland and Terrence. excuse me, Mann. We get Terrence Mann. I really like that pickup for the Hawks. It really is going to improve the defense. Adds definitely some depth off the bench, or he can start as well. Terrence Mann he's been a really good, solid role player for the Clippers. Had a playoff game too where he dropped 39 points. Really, like my boy Telly said, made a name for himself with the Clippers. Definitely, will definitely be in the history books for sure. With the key roles and the key plays that he did. So again, redeeming ourselves a bit with Terrence Mann. Obviously, he's not the scorer that DeAndre Hunter is, but again, Atlanta needs as much defense as they can get because we are starting to go back to the old Hawks. Obviously, we're losing and we're not playing defense. So, and Trae Young needs defense around him. So, hopefully this works out. And we get a backup point guard in Bones Hyland. Hyland obviously doesn't really play a lot of minutes, but again, I like adding another point guard who can play behind Trae Young, who can come in and play some key minutes when Trae rests. So I like this trade. Bogdanovic, he had obviously kind of fallen out of the rotation. This gives the Clippers some much needed 3-point shooting and spacing, so I like it for them. So I think this one's a win-win trade for both sides. One of the trades, too, that kicked off the day was the Hornets. They're going to trade for Jusuf Nurkic from the Suns. So the Suns are going to get Cody Martin and Vasilije Micic from the Hornets, and the Hornets are going to get Jusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick. So the Suns, they're clearing some cap space. This is clearing up some cap, obviously, they're going to try to get under that second apron. Kevin Durant, too, we need to talk about that, too, was nearly traded. Multiple teams were interested. The Timberwolves were interested. The Warriors were interested. The Grizzlies made a run for him. Kevin Durant did not request a trade per Shams Charania. He expressed no desire to be traded from the Phoenix Suns. And he was eventually, of course, not traded, of course, but the Suns were engaged in trade talks to get him. And obviously, the Suns, it's unfortunate because they couldn't get Jimmy Butler, and simply they couldn't get rid of Bradley Beal, because of his no trade clause. And they tried to shop Kevin Durant to try to get something and try to salvage some value. So obviously, Kevin Durant's going to remain in Phoenix for the remainder of the season, but I expect some changes coming for the Suns if, in fact, they don't even make the playoffs, because right now they're barely hanging on to a play-in spot at 10th. And the Warriors did just lose, so that kind of helps them a bit. But, man, the Suns are dealing. They're going through it right now. Marcus Smart has been traded again. He is on his way to the Washington Wizards. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart, a 2025 first-round pick, to the Wizards, and the Memphis Grizzlies get 2 second-round picks back. I would expect Marcus Smart to agree to a buyout, and he'll be definitely a key player available for a contending team or a really good team looking to add a piece. So I do expect Chris Middleton as well, who they got from the Kyle Kuzma trade. I expect him to be also a buyout candidate. I don't expect those guys, those veterans who can be contributing for better teams, and I think still have a lot left in the tank, most certainly. I expect them to be key players in the buyout market. Ben Simmons, yes, Ben Simmons is working on a buyout with the Nets. So the Cavs and the Clippers, I believe, are the top 2 teams interested in him when he does become available. So finally, Ben Simmons' time in Brooklyn is coming to an end, and obviously we'll see how it goes. Not really much to say about Ben Simmons at this point. And obviously he can pass. He can still play defense. When he's not afraid to go to the rim, he can still go to the basket. And obviously he doesn't shoot. He doesn't space the floor. But his defense and his passing will be a key asset for a team. So we'll see, where he goes. The Pacers, not a crazy trade. They just traded James Wiseman, who's hurt. He's out for the season, I think, with an Achilles injury. Pacers traded him to the Raptors, and the Raptors get cash. And then Dennis Schroeder as a part of the Jimmy trade. So it's a 5-team trade with the Jimmy trade. The Pistons are going to get Dennis Schroeder from the Jazz, and then the Raptors are going to get PJ Tucker from the Heat. So Jimmy to the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson to the to the Heat. The Pistons, they get Dennis Schroeder. Utah, they get Jalen Hood-Schifino, I think. Or no. I'm sorry, my trade news is all messed up. Check my notes here. And so yes, really, and then the Pistons, they get Lindy Waters and Josh Richardson, and then Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and the Raptors, they get, the Raptors, the Pistons, the Jazz, the Heat, and the Warriors. So those are the 5-team trades. My apologies on that. Anyway, and then last but not least, just a player swap here, no draft picks, it looks like. The Clippers are trading Kevin Porter Jr. to the Milwaukee Bucks for Bucks former first-round pick Marcin Beauchamp. So a player swap, a guard swap. I kind of like the trade for the Bucks. Milwaukee actually drafted Kevin Porter Jr. in 19, and they traded him to the Cavs. He was the 30th overall pick by the Bucks, and then they traded him to the Cavs in a draft day trade. So he's now heading back to the team that originally drafted him, and now he's, going there. I like it too. It gives them some depth. It gives them a young guy. Happy for Kevin Porter that he's, back in the league, and he's been solid. He's averaging 9 points a game, and, dishing out some assists. and he's been in the past to a top score. He's been a good scorer, so he definitely has those games where he can go off. And obviously, he's just getting back into the league after missing a whole year. So I like that too. And then obviously the Clippers, they get a young player who can play defense and can be a solid role player for them. And obviously, they definitely need some youth with obviously, you know, having key veterans like a Norm Powell, like a Kawhi Leonard, and a James Harden. So definitely, so NBA trade deadline has now passed and gone. What a trade deadline it was, right? The Luka and AD trade definitely shook up the world. Obviously, multiple other trades to De'Aaron Fox, right, to the Spurs, and then the Kings getting Zach LaVine as well. And then just obviously I can't name really all the trades. And then Jimmy Butler finally getting traded to the Warriors, or him finally being dealt, and the trade became official, of course. And then obviously the Lakers, trading Dalton Connect for Mark Williams, getting that big man for Luka. The Lakers too, they just beat the Warriors, and LeBron had a great game, 42 points, 17 rebounds, becomes only the second player all time to score over 40 points in a game at the age of 40. Obviously, the other guy being Michael Jordan, who did it multiple times. And also LeBron scored 42, Michael Jordan scored 43. So, or actually Jordan did it once, but still, those two players obviously neck and neck, for obvious reasons. That's really it. Just wanted to get the rest of this trade news out. I hope y'all like the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and definitely refer the video over. I appreciate all the support too, regardless of how little it is. I'm grateful for whatever support or views that I get. And I hope y'all stay blessed. Hope y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe out there and stay safe. It's Deej out, man. Peace. Stay blessed.